Jumping straight into the first thing that you guys need to be aware of, which is you need to understand exactly what dropshipping actually is. And the reason why I put this as number one is because there's so many of you that are watching this video right now that probably think you know what dropshipping is, when in reality you have no clue on exactly how it works. But just to quickly break down the fundamentals, all it simply is where you're going to build a store and make products available for a customer to buy. Once they do buy the item from you and they give you their money, you're going to take that money from them and then go over to your chosen dropshipping supplier, buy the item from them, and then it's going to be the supplier's responsibility to make sure that they pick, pack, and ship out the order to the customer. And of course, that's just a general explanation as to how it works. There's some other nuances and some other things that go into it, but as long as you're aware of these key different things, it's going to help you when it comes to understanding what dropshipping truly is. All right, so moving on to the second thing that you guys need to make sure that you do before starting a dropshipping business, which is that you need to make sure that you analyze as many stores as possible. Now, the reason why this is important is because when it comes to you fully understanding the practical side of running a dropshipping business, it's all going to come down to you seeing someone that's currently doing it right now. I would say that this is a common mistake that so many beginners make when it comes to starting any online business, which is that they don't take time to research the people that are currently running the business so that they're going to be able to see exactly what they might be doing right, what they're doing wrong, and just basically how the business is operating. And there's so many different ways that you can find dropshippers, and one of the easiest ways is to go over to the Google Shopping homepage and type in any item that you might be thinking about selling. So I'm just going to type in a generic item that I know a lot of you know of, which is dog water bottle. Then what I'm going to do is just click on enter. And as you can see, there's so many different stores at the moment that are selling so many different types of dog water bottles. Now from here, obviously it's going to be a case of just clicking into all of these different stores and seeing how they've structured things. And by making sure that you analyze as many different stores as possible, you're going to be able to get an understanding of exactly how you need to do things. Like for example, if I click into, let's say this one over here, straight away I can see that they've got a logo where they've put an image of a dog. So I may want to do the exact same thing. I can also see that they are putting the item on sale where they've taken off $1, so I might want to do something similar. Scrolling down to the actual description, I can see that they've put this video in the actual description, which is something that could definitely help them get a lot of conversions because customers are going to be able to see exactly how the item works in real time. They're also selling various different colors of the dog water bottle. They're doing so many different things that I'm going to be able to apply to my own store. And again, it's not just one store that you want to replicate. You want to click through to all of these different stores and try and get an understanding of exactly how you should be doing things too. But of course, going onto Google Shopping and typing in a keyword for an item that you're thinking about selling can only work if you know what item you want to sell. But if you don't know what item you want to sell and you still want to spend time when it comes to doing research, you may want to use this tool over here called AutoDS, because as you can see, I've just logged into my account and I've clicked on the marketplace on the side over here. But if I just click on winning products, you're going to be able to see all of these different winning products that people are having success with when it comes to dropshipping all around the world right now as we speak. So let's say if I want to dropship this men's hair shaver, I can just click into it just like this. Then I could just scroll down to this section over here that says AutoDS Insights and then click on seller website example, and it's going to take me straight to the product page that again I'm going to be able to scroll through and see exactly how they've done things. And of course, if you don't want to dropship a men's hair shaver, you're going to be able to do the exact same thing when it comes to analyzing a store for all of these different items that you can see on this winning products page. Okay guys, so moving on to the third thing that you need to do again before you start your store, which is that you need to make sure that you set aside some sort of a budget. Now when I say budget, this is the money that you're going to have when it comes to you paying for various different things when it comes to running a dropshipping business. So even though yes, you're not going to have to use your own money when it comes to buying the products, because the customer is obviously going to buy the item from you and then you're going to receive the money from the customer and then go over to your supplier to buy the item from them. And because of this, a lot of people believe that you don't need any money when it comes to getting things up and running, when that couldn't be far from the truth. Because if we just jump into my laptop and take a look at this, I've broken down some of the main costs that you're going to need when it does come time for you to start a dropshipping store. Like for example, you're going to need the actual platform or website cost, which is going to cost you around $39 per month if you're thinking about using something like Shopify. You're also going to need to design your website. Now, of course, if you can design it yourself using a free theme, then you're not going to have to pay anything. But if you have no skills at all when it comes to making sure that things look professional, then you may pay up to around $300. And one of the next costs that you need to be aware of is the product cost. And again, I know most of you are thinking, but Sam, this is dropshipping. I don't need to pay for any products. And yes, that's going to be true over the long term, but when you first get things started, you're going to need some sort of a budget for all of the different products that you're going to pay for all of the different orders that you're receiving. Because whether you're using Shopify payments, whether you're using PayPal, they're going to hold on to the funds initially when it comes to the brand new store that you've just started. So I always recommend beginners to set aside a budget of at least $200. Now, of course, this is dependent on what items you're going to sell. If you're going to be doing high ticket dropshipping where each of the different products is going to cost, let's say $100, $200, then you may need a larger budget. But whatever the case is, you just need to make sure that you set aside some sort of money when it comes to you paying for the orders before you start getting your money released a lot sooner. Moving on to the next cost, which is paid marketing. Now for this, it all depends again on which paid marketing platform you use. For me personally, I like to use Google Shopping ads, and I would estimate that you only need around $300 maybe in your first month or two, again depending on what products you're selling and how you want to scale things up when it comes to using something like Google Shopping ads. You also need to make sure that you set aside a budget for all of the different Shopify apps and softwares that you're going to need to use, as well as any random expenses. But whatever the case is, you just need to make sure that you have a budget before you get started, so that when you do get things going, you're not going to be confused as to why you have to pay for this or pay for that, because you would have already thought about all of that before you actually get started with a dropshipping business. This is another common thing that causes so many dropshippers to fail in their first couple weeks, first couple months of them getting started, because they don't think about all of the different little things that they're going to need to pay for. And this now brings me on to the fourth thing that you guys need to bear in mind before you get started, which is that you need to spend time to try and find as many trials as possible. Now, when I say trials, I'm talking about all of the different apps that you're going to need to use, the softwares, even things like Google Ads. They have various different discounts that they're running at various different times of the year. And also things like Shopify too, because if we head over to the homepage for Shopify, I'm going to scroll down over here. It says that you're going to be able to try it for free for around 3 days. No credit card required if you enter your email, etc., etc. But this is the main discount that they give to people that go directly to them. But if we just head over to this webpage over here, this is a discount that they've given to me to give to my audience and people that want to start a dropshipping business, where all you're going to need to do is pay $1 for the next 3 months, and you're going to be able to use Shopify, any one of their different plans, and essentially only pay $3 for 3 months, which is obviously going to save you a lot of money. So of course, if you wanted to take advantage of this discount at the moment, you're going to be able to do that by clicking the link in my description. But just remember that before you get started, you just want to make sure that you minimize all of your different expenses and all of your different costs by spending as much time as possible to find as many trials and discounts as possible. Okay, so swiftly moving on to the fifth thing that you guys need to be aware of, which is that you need to make sure that you open up a PayPal account, and you need to make sure that you've got a separate bank account, or you just open up a business bank account as soon as possible. Now, the reason why you want to do this is because if you don't have a way for you to receive money, then you're of course not going to be able to make money and run your business in the most efficient way possible. I see so many people that want to start a Shopify store, they want to get into designing it, branding it, and doing things like that, but they haven't really thought about if they've got a bank account yet, if they're going to be able to receive PayPal payments. And of course, this is super important for you to do before you think about doing anything else. Now, you don't necessarily need a business bank account. You're going to be able to use your personal one, but you just need to make sure that you're able to separate all of your personal transactions that you're making on a day-to-day basis with all of the different orders and all of the different business transactions that are going to be coming through. Because when it comes time for you to do your taxes, or even if it comes time for you to see how much money you're making, how much profit you're making, and to do your general reporting, it's going to be really difficult, and it's going to take a lot of time for you to separate all of your personal transactions with your business ones. But whatever the case is, you just need to make sure that before you get started, you open up a PayPal account, because this has been super necessary for all of my e-commerce businesses, and you just need to make sure that you've got a separate bank account. And moving on to the sixth and final thing that I'm going to talk about in today's video that you guys need to make sure that you think about and you do before starting a dropshipping store, which is that you need to truly understand what a winning product is. I see so many people that want to start running an e-commerce business that think they know what a winning product is, when in reality they don't. What most beginners do is that they see an item that might be performing well for the short term, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be performing well over the long term. But right here, I've broken down the 4 key things that I tend to look out for before I decide on whether a product is a winning product or not. So one of the first characteristics is that I want to make sure that I'm going to be able to get repeat purchases from it. So if the customer can buy an item from me, let's say on the 1st of March, and they're able to come back and buy the exact same item again on the 13th of March, and then maybe on the 30th of March, that's the point where I may have found a winning product. Because if you're able to build your store on a foundation of items that require repeat purchases, you're going to be able to continuously increase your revenue month after month. The next thing that I like to look out for is whether or not the item is small and lightweight, because when it comes to trying to dropship heavy items, of course there's people that are buying those products, but you're going to need to remember that when it comes time for you to ship the order from your supplier to your customer, there's going to be a large shipping fee. And when it now comes time for your customer to want to refund an item, again, there's going to be another shipping fee, which is going to eat into your profits. So always try to make sure that the item is small and lightweight so that you're going to be able to keep a decent amount of money in your pocket, which actually now brings me on to the next thing that you want to look out for, which is to make sure that you're going to be able to earn 25% profit margin on every single item that you sell. Now, of course, this is going to vary a little bit. Some items you may only get 15%, 20%, you may even get more like 30%, 50%, but ideally you want to make sure that you're able to price your item in a way that you're going to be able to earn 25% profit margin, and you also want to make sure that the item sells all year round. If you're able to find an evergreen item that people are buying in all different types of seasons, whether it's summertime, wintertime, whatever, again, this is going to put you in an amazing position when it comes to you being able to earn revenue on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. Now, of course, there's so much more that goes into starting a dropshipping business. I just wanted to give you guys the basic things that you need to know before you get started. But if you want a little bit more information on how I got started and what I needed to know for me to make my first $10,000 in profit, then you can watch a completely free webinar by clicking the first link in the description down below. And if you also want to watch another YouTube video that I made not too long ago where I break down step by step what you need to know when it comes to starting a dropshipping business from scratch as a complete beginner, then make sure you click the link right there. Check that out straight after this one because it's already helped out so many people and I'm sure that it's going to help you out too. Alright guys, I'll see you on the next one. Make sure you stay safe out there. Peace.